a little bit later today. I've only got a short morning show, so bookmark my next show at 8. If you guys want to see me have my daily nervous breakdowns, humor, good seeing you here. I'm not going to forget Aaron Brownwater. I think I have you in my notes. Hold on a sec. Let me see here. And that's going to go out Tuesday for a makeup item. Let's see. I know I have it in here. Showing you Aaron Reese. Is that you? I think that's you. No more breakdowns. I actually slept well. I'm doing good. 8-ounce medium couture. Aaron, I have you written down. An Islander, I have to check. I don't have my computer, but I checked double check on that tracking. I don't know what happened to it. We're to the bottom of it. All right, guys. I'll do a few giveaways. I only got probably an hour or less this morning, so we're just gonna be. But bookmark my next show at 9 o'clock. I will be doing a full show then. At the cafe. I'll show you some of their equipment. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into coffee, and there's only so much I know about it. I'm still learning. I'm going to be doing more playlists. I learn a lot from non-applicable. Good morning. Am I breaking up? There's not much I can do about it today, unfortunately. So it's going to be a short show this morning, and then I'll have a longer one later. And we're coming to you live from Hawaii. Okay, great. We're coming to you live from Hawaii. My name is Ed. I'm trying to convince you guys to try some of our Hawaiian coffee here. And I have a few grades. I always start it with but here is 3 pounds. Let's start it with 3-pounder. So here's a 3-pound bag. Let's do it for 75, 78. You can drink as much of this coffee as you want. And this is going to be 100% Hawaiian coffee. Coffee's all grown on the Big Island. Martian Mermaid, thanks. All right, I hope they get there. This is a long trip. I don't know exactly why it took so long. I will double check on your stuff and exactly what shipping address you gave us. And if you guys do have any problems to order, just direct message me. I will go through them and I will make up whatever orders. We've had some shipping problems because of our labor. And yeah, so if you've never tried Hawaiian coffee before, I'm hoping you guys will try it. This coffee is all hand-picked. We only pick coffee that's overripe and falls onto the touch. FIFA, that's what's going on. Last week was FIFA. How many people are actually watching FIFA? Yeah, we definitely have some labeling issues too. So we're still working on that. It's gonna take me a while to get figure that out. But we'll get there. So by Christmas, we'll get there by Christmas. This way, if you decide to give these as gifts, we're gonna have some glass jars, nicer stuff that you can actually give as a gift. We're gonna get there. And thank you guys for the patience. I really do appreciate it. I know if I was a big company, you guys would be really pissed off. We roast at least twice a week, sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 times. It depends on how heavy the volume is, but we try to keep everything fresher than 1 week. But that said, I do have this one batch of coffee that is getting into 9 days old, which is still ridiculously fresh. But for us, it's it's starting to feel like getting a little old. So I'm actually running them at $21 for 8 ounces. This is an estate Kona, and I have maybe about 15 pounds left. So I don't really have much left, but I'm running these at a sale. And so this is 21 bucks for 12 ounces, 100% Kona estate. Those just roasted 8 days ago. That's the only reason why this is on sale for us. Um, I roasted too much. I roasted like 80 pounds, but I only needed like, excuse me, 40 pounds. So I'm trying to move these before they get more than 2 weeks old. So for you guys in the store, it's actually more than up to 18 months old, which is ridiculous. But that's what a lot of coffees you guys are drinking gives you that moldy taste in your mouth. It tastes stale. It tastes like cardboard. It's because it's so old. And even though coffee is shelf stable technically for 18 months, like it's not going to get moldy and rotten. It still gets a little bit moldy because all coffee is fermented and there's spores even when you over roast it. So yeah, if you have a roastery near you, I mean, you should definitely go there over the grocery store. If you go to the grocery store, look at the best by date and back time 12 to 18 months. And that's how you're gonna get fresh coffee. Because sometimes the grocery stores will have fresh coffee. I appreciate that, Andrew, and I'm sorry for the delay. I do appreciate you guys. Sometimes I wonder, I let me see if I can. Nah, I had like a million windows open. So like, uh, uh, we're gonna show. This is gonna be a short show, not in a great place. I'm gonna run some of these medium dark and dark here, and I think it'll by middle of the week. Some of that should have pounds so you can give me 1 second. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, had a lot of windows open. Okay, I'm in the dark 8 ounce dark estate now. If you go online, you'll see estate coffee typically goes for anywhere from usually 60 to like 80 bucks a pound. You might find some cheaper ones, but at 40, it actually is a really probably the best deal you're gonna find on estate coffee, especially when you know it's good estate. There's 650 farms out here, so you will get, there is Kona coffee that's bitter. There is Kona coffee that's sour. And so you do have to taste farm to farm. Some people like a little bit of bitterness and sourness to their coffee. And so there is a lot of variation. It's like wine country. It's way better, Matt. Way, way better. It's another world, a whole new world. So here's our dark estate. And again, I'm gonna be I'll have a longer show at 9. Right now I'm just on call. This is Monday, Tuesdays. I'm on call with my daughter. So I do definitely have to leave a little bit earlier. All right, so that is our Kona coffee. Those two were the best deals. They were an estate grade. I'll give you one more chance to get them. Estate grade means they're 16, 17, 18, or 19 screen. They've also been state inspected. So when it has that 100% Kona label, not grown in Kona, 100% Hawaiian from Kona. But if it has the two words 100% Kona, then if you commit fraud on that, you can actually go to jail for 5 years. It's like a big deal. So you gotta look for that 100% Kona. If it doesn't say that, it could be off grade coffee, which I'm selling you guys for $20 a pound. It could be Hawaiian coffee, which I'm selling you guys for $35 a pound. The grading makes a big difference because Kona coffee is considered like the world's best coffee. It has really high standards. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to get a sample of this for $5. It has really high standards, and this is the medium Kona estate. It has to be handpicked. There has to be less than 1% defects in those beans. It has to be an Arabica bean. It has to be grown in this strip of land about 25 miles from north to south Kona. If you guys ever have the chance to come to Big Island, specifically Hawaii Island, it's coffee country here. So if you love coffee, you can just get all the free coffee you want out here, just going to the farms. So I definitely suggest, if you have the chance to do that, come out here and check out the coffee. There's 650 coffee farms. They're all these small. It's a good trip, but you have to love coffee and nature. There isn't like any really touristy things to do here. So you just got to love nature, coffee, and paying a lot for bread and milk, overpaying for groceries. That's what I would say. There are some farmers markets out here. So I did see Costco has a Kona coffee, 8 ounces for $27, $23. I did see that. I need to try it. I want to buy a bag. I'm sure someone somewhere went out of business. Maybe they had some coffee. You can get, that's the other thing. People have been sitting on coffee from last year. I've heard a lot of people are sitting on coffee from last year. So that might explain the pricing. I did see Costco had an 8 ounce Kona for sale from some random brand, new brand. I probably know the guy too. There's this one guy in Kona who's like a hustler. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna say his name, but Kona's very, very small, and there's this one guy who's a hustler. Who's always hustling coffee. And I remember a few years ago, there was this one farm, big farm, that went out of business because they were smuggling cocaine. I'm not gonna tell you the name of the farm either, but uh, cocaine, if you put it in coffee, the detectors and the dogs actually can't detect it. There's something in coffee that throws you off. So this farm had been smuggling cocaine for years, and they got caught. Some of their field hands got killed in the field, just like crazy stuff. Don't want to get involved with that. And anyway, they sold their farm. They had all this extra coffee, and this one guy just was like hustling and like getting the coffee for like dirt cheap. And then he was like, I don't care what the quality is. I'm just going to sell it to Costco. Uh, Costco farm. I mean, Costco has good stuff sometimes. So if it's good, buy it. That's what I say. I mean, Kona coffee, it's like a casino. There's 650 different farms. Some farms are doing really well. Some farms are going out of business. Sometimes you're gonna find a bargain. Other times you're gonna pay for garbage. Like someone offered me Kona coffee for like $12 for a green bean, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this all day if this is good. And I drank it and it tasted like hard. It was just bad. And but sometimes I'll get a bargain and it'll be good. So if that Costco coffee is good, buy it. Buy it up. I got a 6 ounce bag of our extra fancy coffee. So we do have different grades of coffee in Kona. And that's something you want to keep in mind. And not all of the Kona coffee is going to also be as smooth. So our coffee comes with a guarantee, which is that it's guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. And so we can make that guarantee because it really comes down to the picking. if you pick coffee unripe, it's going to come out sour and bitter, no matter how much effort you put into that coffee, no matter how good of a farmer you are. If you pick your coffee unripe, it's going to come out sour and bitter, and that's why most of the world's coffee is going to be sour and bitter. Most of the world's coffee is picked with a machine, and when you pick coffee with a machine, something like 20% of the beans are going to be unripe. Hamakua, yep, Hamakua coffee. Their coffee isn't even grown in Kona. They're up in the north, so they can't call it Kona coffee. Hilo coffee is not Kona coffee. Most of those coffees will definitely not be as sweet as ours. Um, Kona is unique because we have this very distinct wet and dry season. And during the dry season, it only rains. You get a heavy rain once a month. And when it rains, you get this big downpour. You get this big flowering. I'm gonna do 10 of these at 22.75. So if you guys want a bag of 12-ounce Hawaiian grade dark coffee, which is the best value here, still inspected but has more defects, less dense beans, but tastes almost exactly like Kona coffee and still guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. We got this in the bin in the dark flash sale. I hear Guam is even worse than Hawaii, right? But even more isolated. So Hawaii is isolated enough for me. My wife's uncle lives in Guam. He built a base there. He looks like what was that movie? What was that movie where they were in Vietnam? It was about something. I should know this. What is that movie where they're in Vietnam and Colonel Kurtz like never leaves? Anyway, I don't remember. Apocalypse Now. He looks just like that guy. All right. All right, guys. So we got that in the bin there. Our dark roast. I don't have much medium left, so I'm not going to sell that today. I also have a light Hawaiian. The light Hawaiian is one of my favorites because it's got such a good flavor. It's got it's got this nutty taste to it. It's sweet. It's a little bit nutty. It gives you a really strong buzz. And it's almost as light as the white, but still has a nice coffee flavor to it. So if you guys are looking for something that will give you a buzz, coffee has this other compound in it called trigonylene. And when you roast trigonylene to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine. It's not methamphetamine, but it is the meth part of it, and it will give you a really strong buzz. And that buzz comes from the fact that when you roast this compound to a medium roast, it actually becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part, right, of methamphetamine. It gives you a buzz. It makes you more creative. It makes music pop. So there is that a little bit of that in coffee. I don't want to say coffee is gonna make you trip, but it definitely is not tea. It's not eating a caffeine pill. This is there is another compound in there that gives coffee that particular buzz that makes you kind of just roll. It just makes you roll with it. When I drink coffee and I'm work, I'm just some people call it ADD when you're just like not able to like just get into that groove, and coffee helps you get into that groove. Although when you run out of coffee, you may no longer be in that groove. I'm gonna run one bag of the light Hawaiian for 24. I've never seen our coffee in Guam. I am hiding. You got me, Islander. I'm hiding. I'm hiding until I'm dead. I'm hiding until I'm dead. Never coming back. Sometimes you hide for too long and just you don't even know what would be like. I don't even have a home anymore. You hide for long enough, and there's nowhere to go back. No, I can go back to New Jersey and see my mom once in a while, but that's it. I don't even. I have one friend. I have a buddy in New Jersey, childhood friend. That's it. But they're all getting old. You know, when you get into your 40s, there's this sudden split, right? Either you get old really, really fast, and I have some friends who look like they're 60 now, or you don't age at all. And then people still treat you like a little kid. And I'm in that second category. Although now, you know, because I've just finished puberty, I can actually grow facial hair. It's a little bit different. People are calling me uncle. It's a very different thing. It happened overnight because I didn't have facial hair just until maybe 2 years ago. So it's completely different for me. I know most of you guys have had facial hair since you were 18. Now you're laughing at me, but Asians finish puberty around 40, and so it just got finished. No one's buying Hawaiian coffee today. So what else is new, guys? So this the climate of this coffee also unique, but it really comes down to how it affects your stomach. But the climate is unique in that it's guaranteed. It's we have the active volcano, so everything in Hawaii grows bigger, brighter, uh, closer to its full genetic potential. So the coffee, the beans are denser. There's more aroma in there. There's more sugar, less bitterness. The bitterness in coffee is produced, you know, browsing. How would that even look like? Feral people uniting. I don't think it would work, right? Because that's the whole point is we're feral. We can't unite. That's the tragedy of feral people is we can't unite. Maybe for the better though. Some because in the past when we have united, it's been trouble for everyone else. Just keep us running. We gotta have the space though. Eventually we're gonna run out of space. Like Hawaii still has space. It's like a frontier here. I just think, you know, you go from Hawaii and you go back to China. Oh my god. Like there's it's so crowded. How do you even how do you even I'm a feral Chinese person. So when Chinese people come here from China, they come up the hill, they start talking to me. I could speak Chinese, right? So I'm just like they'll talk to me like it's scary here. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty road. Like, yeah, where the roads are messed up, like, and it's scary here. I'm when I come up this hill, I'm afraid. They tell me I feel fear. And I tell them, I'm like, yep. And he's like, you're really brave. I'm like, I'm just feral. All right, how about a peaberry medium? Let's just keep on. I'm losing it again. So so our coffee does have that unique climate of Hawaii, the purest soil. You know, we don't have any industries out here, but we do have that volcano, and that volcano produces what we call a fog, volcanic fog. The chat, no chatters. What happened? And the volcanic fog is just replenishing the soil. That makes the beans here grow large. And fits and giggles gets one for $1. Congratulations. And the larger beans, no bitterness, very, very sweet, just a lot of sugar in there. And then on top of that, you got to remember coffee is a fruit that grows on trees. And like any fruit, if you pick it too early, it's going to come out sour and bitter. So you have to pick the fruit at the peak of ripeness. It's like having your own orange tree or you're growing your own strawberries. You know, you can pick those strawberries at exactly the right time, right before they go rotten, but just as sweet as possible. And that strawberry is going to be 10 times, 100 times better than the strawberry you guys are buying in the store that had to be shipped across the country because it was picked right before it started going soft. Our picking season is from September to January. We pick Throughout that season, we'll wait for that first coffee cherry to turn brown on the tree. That's when we know to get started. And then we'll go out for a week, get as many people as we can together. And sometimes that's just three or four. Our farms are small 6 acre farms. We'll run our hands along the branches and we'll take whatever coffee falls off to the touch. Anything that doesn't fall off, we leave on the tree for another 3 weeks. And we'll pick for a week, wait for 3 weeks. And we do that until there's no more coffee on the tree. And so that makes it so our coffee comes out extremely sweet. I'm gonna do a few of these, let you guys get them for $1. And this is our 2 ounce Hawaiian dark sampler. So the dark coffee, if you've never tried it before, hopefully most of you guys getting these are first time buyers. But the dark coffee is it's like a toasted caramel. And this coffee is guaranteed not to give me any acid reflux because of how we pick it. Bartrath. We only pick the deep reds, the purples, and browns. We're letting the coffee sit on the tree for 4 to 6 weeks longer than coffee from even other hand-picked regions. Let alone the machine harvested coffee where you're getting 20% unripe coffee, you're getting rotten coffee in there. All that gets into your coffee cup. Whereas our coffee, all picked by hand, they're picked on these small 6 acre farms. We never spray it with any chemical pesticides. We're only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacteria. So the coffee that you guys are drinking is extremely clean. You tried the white coffee is its own category, right? It's a little bit nutty and doesn't even taste like coffee anymore. And the white coffee will give you the maximum amount of that compound trigonylene, which you can go on my YouTube if you guys are interested in trigonylene. Just go on my YouTube here, and I'm gonna do a bunch of videos about them and give you because I don't really think I'm allowed to just tell you about trigonylene on this show, but I can make videos and not sell I don't know. It's like this weird. Yep, yep. It's like battery. So if you guys are looking for like a monster drink, you guys got to try the white coffee. But the white coffee doesn't taste like coffee, but it's so strong. It's ridiculous. I had 4 cups of it on Thursday, and I just recovered from it yesterday. Like, you can tell I'm feeling better again, right? Because I was not feeling good before. All right, those are the last of my dark samplers there. I'll run some of these white coffees. Now, the white coffee today, I only have it in extra fancy. Sometimes I have it in a Hawaiian grade. The extra fancy coffee are the densest beans that we have, the cleanest beans and the biggest beans. And so we've been roasting the white coffee with the highest grade coffee because it comes out, it makes you feel better. There's still, in the lower grade coffee, there's still a slight difference. So the highest grade coffee makes you feel the best. It's the cleanest feeling of all our coffees. Put this on flash sale in the bin, 32.50. Little bit of yep. So I'll put up some recipes of white coffee too. White coffee origin was first discovered by the Dutch brothers in 2014, sort of like Columbus discovered America. But before the Dutch brothers discovered it, the Southeast Asians, they don't count though. But the Southeast Asians were all right, guys. I'm sorry. That's all we can do today for now. Um, what I can do is I can maybe pause this show so you guys can keep your free shipping. I'm going to try to pause this show and then I don't know if that's going to work, guys. Do you guys have any last requests? I'll leave it on. You guys can go through my bin and buy whatever you want to buy. If you have any requests, let me know. But I got to take my daughter. I got to take my daughter. It's my turn. I'll be right back, guys. Oh. All right. Keeping this show on. We are keeping the show on pause is not feasible. Um, so if you did buy stuff and then you want free shipping or you want to keep on piling more stuff up, you can cancel those and come back next show. Otherwise, I gotta go. I'm gonna give someone a nice raid though. Send you guys off to jerky. I'll be back at 8 though. So or 9:30. So bookmark that next show. 9:30, guys. I'll be back. And I'm gonna do a long show then. I'm sorry this one was so short, but the wife called and I gotta answer.